So what separates the best from the average are the details and the nuances. So the details matter, especially when you're trying to get the best outcome in the shortest amount of time. And it's the details that we pay attention to, which is why our patients tend to rave about the process and why they get better faster. Today we have Lewis, and Lewis has been having shoulder pain every time he presses overhead. It's about a 4 out of 10 every time he goes into this overhead press. And so he went to see another physical therapist, and the physical therapist prescribed this exercise where he goes into external rotation of his shoulder and then he presses overhead. So he's been doing this for about 2 months now. He's been doing this every day, 3 to 5 sets every single day. And his pain is still at about a 3 to a 4 overhead. So marginal improvement, but he's been doing this a ton. So what's going on? Now, this isn't a bad exercise. This was how he was taught. So if you watch how he actually does it, he goes into ER, he starts to press. Now, most of the time when people have pain when they press overhead, it's because they cannot dissociate this arm bone moving from this shoulder blade. So if you watch his movement, as he starts to press overhead, as the shoulder blade goes forward and turns in, that arm bone immediately turns in as well, and that poor dissociation is what's closing off space in the front of the shoulder and causing some pain for him. So there's nothing wrong with the exercise, there's just something wrong with the way that he was taught, not paying attention to the details. So instead, what we want him to do, normally he could probably rep out 15 of those no problem. You saw he already did like 5 of them, no problem. Here, he's gonna do it with a little bit more dissociation. So he's gonna maintain this external rotation of the shoulder with that bicep turned out, and as he presses, he's gonna maintain that position of the bicep. He's gonna keep that elbow in, the wrist out, and the shoulder blade forward. And he's gonna delay when that bicep wants to turn in. And already right here, halfway through this rep, you can see he's already shaking, he's fighting himself, he's trying really hard, but he feels the back of the shoulder working a ton more than it was previously, correct? So he's gonna try to finish that press while maintaining that external rotation. At the end, it will internally rotate a bit, but we've delayed it a good amount. On the way down, he's gonna turn that bicep in again and try to come down here. Now, not a perfect rep, right? We have to consider spinal posture, et cetera, but you can see doing it with the details in mind, it's significantly harder for him. In fact, this might be too heavy even. So go ahead and relax. So Lewis ended up doing this exercise just for a few sets, actually with a lighter band, and his shoulder pain went from 4 out of 10 in a press to a 0 out of 10 just after a few sets, versus doing the right exercise, not taking into account the details. He did that for 2 months and only had marginal improvement. So if you're trying to find somebody who values the details as much as you do, shoot us a DM, book a free consult today.